in the mid 2000s. I enrolled an MBA program at the University of Notre Dame, and I left the bank. Lucky enough to have a professor who spent around 20 years at McDonald's in their treasury group, and he taught international business. And I've kind of fell in love with treasury and international business at that point. At the end of my degree, I found a position in treasury with Zimmer Orthopedic Company. It's a multinational company and more of a manufacturing type environment where they manufacture hips and knee replacements, and they have a trauma division and a dental division. And so I was tossed into a lot of really fun stuff there. It was kind of a sink or swim culture. My first week at Zimmer, they asked me hey, we want to buy a jet. It's $23 million. And we want to know if we should buy this or we should lease it. Financing implications and consequences. There's tax to consider. And what are those impacts? And Tuesday today, on Friday, we want you to present to the CFO on what the recommendation is and why, and what the impacts are. And so it was a great challenge. And the sink or swim environment was perfect for me at that point in my career. And I latched onto it. So it was working hard, and I made it through that, I guess, and passed that initial test. And then it was, okay, we have cash management globally. We have 4 major banking hubs around the world, and we want you to run cash management. We want you to run short-term investments, and we have a $2 to $3 billion at any given time FX hedging portfolio, and we want you to run that as well. So it was a very small group with a big responsibility and a lot of work to do. And so I got a chance to get really into the hedge accounting, the impacts, and being a manufacturing type environment, they're looking at year over year impacts from foreign currency, and then they're looking at plan versus actual impacts. That's a big focus. And then, so how are we performing, and do we want to use vanilla forward contracts, or do we want to use options? What are the pros and cons of that? When I came into Fluor, my objective was to learn the business, because in order to be effective in the treasury role, I think, you have to have a servant's heart, but you have to lead without fear and live without regret. But I went out and built relationships with different business functions across the world and in different countries, and really did a lot of listening and a lot less talking to learn, what are the challenges that they're facing? What are some potential opportunities for the organization to make those improvements and utilize technology to do that? I'm a firm believer in your career. People don't make your career for you. You make your career. I think that was early in my career. I thought you go in and you work really, really hard. You work harder than everyone else, and you do really good work. And then your career gets managed by your supervisors. And that's not the reality. Once I grasped and understood that you make your own career, those supervisors and those business leaders, they don't have the time to make your career for you and show you the next steps. So you have to take that initiative to think, this is what I do, this is my job. How can I bring value to the business? What can I do that is creative, that is using my skills, my education, my experience, my perspective to bring value to the business, and then run with it and show those supervisors and leaders that you can take that initiative and you make your own career. You're Wayne Gretzky, or one of them, that said, you miss every shot that you don't take. So don't be afraid to take the shot.